And so yeah, he made this other puppet video, and oh yeah, he's talking about me growing some balls dealing with Timmy. Well, the funny thing is, Jeff just loves to stir up the drama. You know, he'll admit that. He plays both sides. I don't know if he'll admit that, but he plays both sides just so he can feel like he's some sort of puppet master or something. And initially he was saying, "Oh, you better stay away from that Timmy. He's a scary guy," and all that. Okay, I'm an idiot because I try to give people the benefit of the doubt. I basically do not suspect the worst of my fellow man. I try to think the better of people. Well, as it turns out, that was a big mistake. Timmy is some sort of paranoid sociopath. He keeps talking about my mental issues. Well, at least I'm honest about it, and I have been diagnosed. Timmy is one of the worst kind. He's undiagnosed, walking around free, which we could get on to that issue later. But as M. Scott Peck said, one of my favorite writers in that self-help genre of psychology and stuff, he said, M. Scott Peck said, the truly evil people are not the ones that are in prison. The truly evil are out walking around free. And I believe that. So, oh, by the way, Jeff is an admitted Satanist, so, you know, hence the network of evil. I regret having anything to do with that. I do. But on the plus side, I did make some good friends. I'd made some lasting friendships. But this business about me growing some balls and stuff, he was all like, he was telling me to stay away from Timmy. It was a mistake, me getting involved with it. And then what could I do? This guy lives across town from me. What am I going to do? Instigate stuff? Jeff was trying to instigate stuff because he wants to see the drama. Jeff doesn't live across town from this guy. I would really like to see, Jeff, how you would handle yourself if you lived in the same town. Would you go over there, kick down his door, you know, with one of your beloved guns? Is that what you would do? You know? I mean, is that how you're a man, you know, by shooting somebody? I mean, both you and Timmy talk about, oh, yeah, you know, yeah, how many people have you killed? Yeah, great, okay. Great, so that's the key to club man, huh, is you have to have killed somebody. So, yeah, Jeff's been taking some digs. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that. He did another puppet video, which obviously he put a lot of work into, but it just didn't make any sense. Okay, so here's Lincoln hanging out with Tesla, and Tesla has some sort of time machine, and Lincoln goes back in time, back so he could undo the mistake he did with when he freed the slaves and didn't have a contingency plan. According to Jeff, there was no contingency plan. Well, first of all, how could Lincoln, who was assassinated, be hanging out with Tesla so he could travel back in time? In order for this to work, Tesla would have had to go back in time before Lincoln was assassinated, okay? So as far as writing time travel stories, you don't even know the genre, okay? I've been watching a lot of Doctor Who. God, I love it. It's talking about redheads. The 5th season of Doctor Who with the character named Amanda Pond. Oh, and I looked up, what was the name of the act? Gillen. Don't make me look that up right now. But anyway, the character's name is Amanda Pond. Oh, such a beautiful redhead. Oh, such a beautiful young redhead. Let's see if I have something here on my desktop where it has her name. Karen Gillan. Yes, I have something on my desktop about her. Talking about redheads. Woo! And with a Scottish accent. So anyway, yeah, so the time travel doesn't make sense. And then what are you trying to say is that Lincoln would have been okay with slavery as long as the slaves were white? And then getting back to the contingency plan, Lincoln never had a chance to handle how the South was going to be taken care of because one of your own Southerners killed the man. There was a guy called John Wilkes Booth, remember that? He's probably a hero to you guys in the South. You know, and then it got dropped into somebody else. I'm not a historian, but it got dropped into somebody else's hands, the guy that was Vice President Lincoln, you know, write it in the comments. But that guy really mishandled it because he was sympathetic towards the South, from what I understand. And what kind of contingency plan? Let's say there was one. And you say a contingency plan to help the slaves be assimilated into society. So can you give me any examples of where a cultural group, subgroup, a group of a different race or something is assimilated into a larger society by government decree? I mean, is that what the Australians did to the Aborigines? Is that what you want? Where they take their children away? What we did to the American Indian, where we take their children away and force them to speak English and lose their native language and turn their backs on their beliefs and their history? No, there's no contingency plan. I think what you wanted, which Lincoln did think about, was that country of Liberia was to give a bunch of slaves a ticket back to Africa if they wanted it, you know. Of course, that wasn't a great plan either, you know. So, I don't know. There's this whole like anti-Lincoln thing going on. And I guess maybe it's still rampant in the South or something. Maybe it's still, people still talk about that stuff. You know, like I said it before, face it, you guys lost the war. And if you would have won, I don't know how well your country would have done on its own with an economic system based on slavery and a pure agrarian culture without, you know, the machines and the industry in place. It was called the Industrial Revolution, and it happened in the North more than it did in the South. And that's just, the times were changing. Basically, the Civil War wasn't about slavery. It was about two opposing economic models. One model is you own your worker, so you have to feed and house and clothe them, but they don't have their freedom. The second one is you're free to come and go as you want, but you don't get decent wages, and they don't take care of you, and they don't feed you, and they don't house you. So in a sense, if you took away the whipping and the raping and the killing of the slaves, if you took all that away, then perhaps slavery was actually more humane, you know, if you took all that other stuff away. Because in a capitalist industrial revolution society, you're on your own, okay? You get your money for the hours with there were no unions or anything and no 40-hour work week. We can thank the lefties for that. So anyway, get on that leftist right thing, but yeah, contingency plan. Give me a break. And so, guess that's it. I'm done with Fez Night. Oh my. All right, so what else? All right, I kind of have to talk about this on I don't know, it's just weird. I don't know. I'm going to be critical and say that video did not make any sense. Oh, it was all over the place. So, yeah, I've got the Sunday paper here, but I didn't really look at it or anything. But obviously, on the front page, 6 die in Tucson rampage. Congresswoman is critically injured, suspected gunman arrested. And apparently, Al Brookman pointed this out, that this guy has a YouTube channel, Jared Lee Logner. You could go to Al Brookman's video and see where the name is posted. I don't have it right in front of me here. And it's tragic. You know, one thing I have to say, and I told Al Brookman I had to bite my tongue about this because it's so easy to immediately link it with this guy went and shot this Arizona representative who's a Democrat, a woman, and Jewish, and to sort of like immediately start pointing fingers at the extreme right fringe. And that's why I was sort of just trying to hold my tongue about that, because I do realize that this is one man, Or they do say, well, they are investigating. There might be an older man that was involved, that might have egged him on or supplied the weapons. I don't know. But I haven't gone through and actually read the whole story here, which I probably should. You want me to read it to you now?